The man used his life as a catalyst, igniting the ultimate fire of his superpower. Then, the intense heat of the flames engulfed the entire passage, seemingly threatening to melt everything in that instant. He fought so desperately to atone for his sins. If only Xiaoyun hadn't taken Duan Xinun away from the unconscious Duan Fei, he wouldn't have suffered the torment of the alchemist's body. Now, all he needed to do was step through that iron gate, and perhaps Duan Fei would spare Xiaoyun out of consideration for Xinyue's safety. Just as Along was about to open the gate, instantly, Ren Wang pierced Along's heart through the iron gate. With Xinyue's terrified scream, the blade was swiftly pulled from Along's heart. Then, the raspberry sword flashed, shattering into pieces, revealing the dark figure behind. Ren Wang, a C-rank among the 12 S-rank superpowered warriors, appeared, declaring that betraying Skynet required execution. Along hadn't expected Skynet to send a C-rank. "Sorry, I can't die now." But the next instant, Ren Wang was already behind Along. "In your current state, I don't even need to use my superpower." Aaron roared, his blood boiling again. But in an instant, hundreds of sword energies slashed and hacked at his body. Then, Crescent Moon erupted, her absolute zero ice aura rushing towards Blade King. But against his sharp blade, all their efforts were in vain. Yet the sharp pain filled Crescent Moon with despair. "I'll give you one more chance. Will you join the Skynet?" Crescent Moon looked exhausted. She wouldn't have before, and she certainly wouldn't now. Her eyes gleamed with a murderous intent. Betrayers only faced death. However, just as the blade was about to finish Crescent Moon off, a hand engulfed in flames grasped the sword. "Feng, you cockroach, still alive?" Aaron, reborn from the ashes, squeezed every last ounce of energy from his body. The raging flames emanating from his side were Aaron's last delaying tactic. With a full-force attack, his fist exploded with unprecedented force, directly knocking the long sword from Blade King's hand. "Manhwa, this flame is no ordinary thing. You're not burning your blood, are you? This level of power is already burning his life force." Then, under Along's control, the flames began to converge on Blade King, completely enveloping him and blocking his path. "He'll just play with you two rats for a bit," Along thought, fully aware of his current state. "New moon, escape. I'll hold off his only hope. I'll buy more time until Duan Fei arrives." Watching the rapidly approaching Blade King, Along spoke as if it were his last words. "If I fall, please, Duan Fei, take care of my family." But then, an ice flower blocked Along's path, freezing the charging Blade King. Although New Moon was only an F-rank warrior, with the energy of an FG, she could at least unleash the power of an Earth-rank warrior. These last words, you can say them when your brother arrives. Meanwhile, Duan Fei was charging recklessly. "New Moon, wait for me. You can't be hurt." At this moment, the effects of the drug on New Moon's body had mostly worn off. Along's hope rekindled. Perhaps Xinyue's Absolute Zero could buy him some time. But then, cracks appeared in the ice flower before him, and with hope shattered, the ice flower exploded with a deafening roar. "Damn it! Why is Blade King's power so much stronger?" Then, a sharp blade sprouted from Blade King's body. "I never expected you could force out my ability." It turned out that Blade King's S-rank ability was the ability to grow sharp blades anywhere on his body. Even Aaron at his peak couldn't withstand this power. Then, flames erupted beneath Aaron's feet, a brief moment of burning his life force. The clash between flames and sword energy was evenly matched. Just as Aaron prepared to launch a sneak attack, the blade hidden within the flames was already poised to strike. Then, Aaron released flames, and Blade King, as if he had eyes in the back of his head, predicted it perfectly. Ren Wang is still persuading the world's strongest forces to unite in the Skynet. "Even if your so-called rescue comes, it'll just be another kill for me." Aaron could yell at him to shut up. "You're nothing compared to Duan Fei." Along was currently burned by the backlash of his own flames, and if Duan Fei didn't arrive soon, he would be truly doomed. Death revealed his rapidly declining condition. It seemed he wouldn't survive until rescue. Then, Blade King severed Ah Long's shoulder with a single strike. Ah Long knelt on the ground in agony, lamenting, "Is this truly the end?" At that moment, Duan Xingyue unleashed the complete version of her absolute zero ability, diamond-like ice spikes. She released them towards death, but they were all shredded to dust by Blade King. Unbeknownst to Blade King, Ah Long's long-accumulated flames were the final killing blow. When the shattered ice shards met the flames, they melted rapidly, instantly generating a heat wave that blocked Blade King's vision. This was their ultimate goal. Yes, it was an endless escape, a desperate escape. Facing the interception of dozens of awakened ones ahead, Ah Long let out a final roar, and the extreme flames instantly shattered the obstacles in his path. Unexpectedly, Ah Long's body reached its limit, and behind him, Blade King dragged his blade, the blade grinding together with a creaking sound. "I don't understand. Everything you've done is futile." Crescent Moon struggled desperately with her ice spikes. "Since you're such a nuisance, rushing to your death, then I'll start with you." A soft splatter was heard, blood splattering where the blade had passed. When Crescent Moon opened her eyes again, a fatal blow yet blocked by a body covered in wounds. Crescent Moon ran, desperately running to survive. Duan Fei will definitely realize I can't escape. "I'm sorry, Crescent Moon." Looking at the scene before her, Crescent Moon's heart was breaking. She gave up thinking. "Hold on, brother's almost there." Ah Long used his last bit of strength to grip the long sword piercing his body. "I'll drag him away, you run." Xiao Yun spade a Wu King Kong. "I'm sorry, I'll go first." This scene also shocked Ren Wang before him. A dying struggle, just a death throes. That's it. Then, with a deafening roar, a dark figure darted into the center of the smoke. Seeing this, Crescent Moon's pupils constricted. He didn't know whether to feel sorrow or dejection. As the smoke cleared, Duan Fei appeared like the Grim Reaper. "That former Director Wang's wrist is truly damn ruthless. Doesn't he know who he's messing with?"